Let us start first of all by the organization of this committee. Totally disorganized. Totally unaware of anything called procedure or anything. Totally disrespectful.
Do you know the date of the agreement?
Yes, I do.
Did you tell this committee that you already had an agreement before you could sell any product? Can you answer me?
Yes, I can.
So you lied to the committee on oath?
No, I didn't lie to the committee. What happened was I had a contract, but it wasn't signed. It was signed by then.
Mr. Kariuki, did you come to joke with us here? Are you joking with us or are you serious? No wonder you have carried these ladies and gentlemen who could be doing their work. Are you telling us that you are lying before the cameras, Mr. Kariuki?
I'm not lying before the camera.
How can we believe you on anything else? If your contract says you started selling this product about 8 months before you got a contract with African Development.
What the contract says there.
Do we have any obligation to listen to you?
And what does the committee do first? They start attacking the lawyers and saying they did not call lawyers here, that in case they want lawyers, they'll be able to talk to them and all that. And they called us guys. Lawyers who have qualified and done their work, you call them guys. Why? Because you are sitting in parliament and you think that those privileges allow you to insult us?
This committee needs to be disbanded. It is a committee that will not help the farmers of this country. It is a committee that is interested on the sitting allowance.
I, Josiah Kimani Kariuki, do swear that the evidence I shall give before the committee on the matter and that these considerations shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
It was a tense, heated and high-voltage committee session, full of brows, quarrels and chaos as MPs questioned key witness in the ongoing fertilizer scandal debates.
Are you alone in that company?
Yes.
So you could not have delegated the responsibility to anyone else?
I don't have anyone at the moment at the company.
You work all alone?
For now. Used to have more people, but for now, been working by myself.
You laid them off or?
Yes, we did.
You told them to take leave of absence?
Yes, we told them.
Yeah. Any reasons?
The reason why, because we were stopped by cabs selling the fertilizer, and that's why I told them to take leave.
Save for the fact that we had a problem with the room, you are also wasting the time of the committee because you already commenced.
I'm sorry about that, but it's okay.
But you said you are on oath. You said you were not informed about
we did the letter, but what I understood was to send the copies. That's what we understood. Maybe it was...
You have support from 7 lawyers.
Yeah.
You mean they could not see that basic fact? So certification agreement signed between the Kenyan Bureau of Standards and the company.
Yes, I have. It's there.
A copy of the contract signed between the company and NCPB for distribution of the fertilizer.
It's there.
A copy of the company's CR12.
It's there.
And I hope you can confirm this, please. The total number of bags or amount of fertilizer manufactured and supplied into the market.
Yes.
So, have you given us this?
Yes, I did.
In form of a report or in form of... Have you written it to us?
No, I didn't write to you. What I did, I sent a mail.
Sure. So in the absence of a report, you want us to proceed verbally?
I think Chair will explain why. Maybe we can take another day, if it's possible, so I can do the report.
The man of the moment, Mr. Joe Kariuki.
My name is Josiah Kimani Kariuki, and I'm the sole director of SBL and 51 Capital. And I started the business in 2022.
Call that company, SBL?
SBL Innovate Manufacturers.
SBL Innovate Manufacturers?
Yes.
Okay.
And 51 Capital, Kenya Limited.
You're also the...
Yes.
You're also the sole proprietor of
Yes.
51 Capital?
Actually, it's a limited company, but I'm the only director on both companies.
The 51?
Yes.
51 Capital. There's something Africa in it. Okay, Kenya Limited.
Yes.
There's something else in the So you are the sole director of these two companies?
Yes, I am.
I think you will allow us to keep on confirming this information.
Yes.
When was SBL Innovate registered?
22 August 2022.
22nd of August.
Yes. And from there, I was interested as a business person to venture into fertilizer, making fertilizer. And that's why I approached African diatomite. Because before that, I was doing farming. I was doing farming in Laikipia. I had my own farm in Laikipia at least. So I was interested with farming. And that's how I got into the fertilizer business.
So you are saying that your experiences in farming
Yes.
led you to fertilizer manufacture?
Sure.
And you approached African diatomite?
Yes, I did.
What made you approach African diatomite? Did they have the specific fertilizer you needed? Or
Yes. Before that, I'd approached them as a farmer. And they told me they had a good product, which was silica-based.
African diatomite?
Yes, yes. They had a silica-based.
Silica?
Yes.
Written as?
S-I-L-I-C-A.
Silica?
Yes.
From silicon?
Yeah. And I did trials in my own farm. I did the trials in my own farm. And because it was in Laikipia, it's a dry place in Laikipia, that's where I was farming. It's called Romuruti. It did well.
So were you looking for a dryland fertilizer or a marginal rainfall area fertilizer?
Marginal. It was marginal. It could work on a drought resistant and still work on any other places.
Fertilizer works on drought resistant? In terms of?
What it does...
What I know from my background is that there is no fertilizer that has been invented or produced by anyone which can improve the resistance of a crop. Do you have scientific evidence to provide that?
I think it's on Google. We can Google that. It's already there. And it says, because of the moisture content on it.
Excuse me. I asked, do you have scientific evidence to put before us that will prove that this particular fertilizer can miraculously improve on the drought resistance of the crops?
I can provide that.
We need to see that.
Yeah.
So which crops does it, whose resistance does it improve? Which crop, which category of crop?
All the crops. All the crops. What it
tea
does...
and coffee, including solanaceas, including the avicia, including everything? All crops?
What it does, it have enough moisture on it. And that's what improves the drought resistance. The moisture on silica improves the resistance of the crop.
You are saying silica has moisture?
Yes, it does.
How is it packaged?
Chair, I don't...
How is the packaging material?
The package we do a nylon inside so that it doesn't lose the moisture. If you check the bags, our bags, they are laminated. All our bags, they are all laminated so that it doesn't lose the moisture content on it. So
one of the components is moisture.
Yes,
what is the
Chair.
percentage of moisture in your compound, in your fertilizer?
It's 15. I think I can check here. It's there.
15%?
Yes. That's what I got from KEBS. The result from KEBS, you have them. Should be 15.
I refer members to the document from KEBS.
Yeah, can refer from the document from KEBS.
On the composition of that fertilizer, do you have that document?
Yes, I have it here. See, laboratory test report.
laboratory test report. This
Yes.
what's the ending of that document?
Just a laboratory test report and have cabs.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I can show you.
Can somebody?
It's a sheet. It's a one sheet. It's here.
Laboratory test reports.
What we did, we did a test. We did the test, through our farm. We did the demo through our farm, and we found out that throughout, when we were farming and when we applied the fertilizer, throughout it was always wet. That's what the findings we did.
Proceed. Go on.
From there, what I did, I approached the Atomite that I said, and I told them maybe we can do business. There's an opportunity of business where I can sell the Silka booster now. And we agreed when we started, we can do it together. We can start the business together, and that's what we did. And where I started in Eldoret. I was at the showground. That's where I started. We started in Eldoret showground.
When was that?
Was in 2022, beginning of March. Can remember it was on around 3rd of March. And from there, should I proceed? Okay, Chair. And from there, when I approached them, the farmers were so excited about the product. And I thought maybe I can approach National Cereal Board because I didn't have shops to sell, so that I can sell through their depots. And that's what I did. So I approached National Cereal Board and I told them what I had. I gave them all the information, what I had, and what I've done with the farmers.
When was the first time you went to the National Cereals and Produce Board?
It was around 20th of March, around there.
20th of March,
Yeah.
which year?
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
So you spoke to them to
Yes.
distribute your product?
Yes.
What did they demand from you?
They demanded to see the product. I gave them the product itself. And actually, when I gave them the product, I gave them some samples to do the sampling themselves. And from that, I got the CAB certificate from the Atomite. By then, I didn't have mine. I was using the Atomite.
Let's try to get that correctly.
Sure.
You said that you approached CABs on, you approached NCPB on 20th of March 2022.
Yes.
And they requested you to give them the product.
Yes.
They also requested you to give them what?
The CAB certificate, if I had any. And I provided them.
Any?
Yes.
Now, did you have a CAB certificate then?
By then, I was using the Atomite because I had a contract with them.
Using the Atomite?
The Atomite. I was using the Atomite.
How do you use somebody's certificate to market your product? Is that okay in law? Is that correct in law?
When you look at the bags, when I started, it was manufactured by Diatomite. The bag itself, it says manufactured by Diatomite. It didn't say SBL or 51 Capital. It says Diatomite. That's what it said.
So Diatomite means the product Diatomite, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
So
Silka. They used to make Silka. And I have a contract with them. I had a contract with them for distribution. I think you can find it there. I have a contract with them.
Now, the Atomite we are talking about is the one mined around Lake Lemetaita?
No. The one we have is mine in Soisam.
Huh?
It's mine in near Nakuru. It's not the same where they get Diatomite. Outside Diatomite, they say of Kariandu's. There's somewhere else in Daramea, they own a farm. And that's where they are getting it from. So it's not the one in Kariandu's. There's a special material they used to get.
But the one at Kariandu's is also Diatomite.
It's different because they have two different things. They have for...
if I may check the meaning of Diatomite,
Sure.
You will probably make better progress. Now, what I find straight away is that the country's Rift Valley region is particularly abundant in diatomite, with a deposit found around such areas as Kariandusi,
Yes.
Gilgil, and Kokitoin. Now, does the place that you are describing, does it have any of those names?
No. The prism.
So which is this special diatomite? Which one is it? Because you look at the, what is the diatomite used for?
Mm.
First of all, where else is the diatomite found? They are not mentioning where you are trying to describe.
Yes.
Secondly, we are talking of what volumes? How much of this product have you sold for the last 2 years?
In National Cereal Board, I've done about, you're talking about 100,000 bags?
Metric tons or bags?
Bags. I'm talking about bags. Because they used to pack them in bags. That was the job of the atomite. The contract says my job was to do advertisement, and their job was to mine and package on my behalf. You have the contract there.
So far you have sold, is it 100,000? Can you be specific on the amount that you have sold through?
It's not more than 110,000. Can be specific, around 110,000.
But you know, really, you are the man who has been selling this through Cereals and Produce Board. You know how many bags you've sold. You can't miss a 25-kilogram bag of something.
I think, Chair, I can add this. Maybe National Cereal Board have not told you about it. I used to give extra bags. I've given extra bags more than 20,000 to farmers for free when I was doing demos. So any farmer used to go and buy anything from Cereal Board. Used to get, as long as you buy more than 2 bags, you used to get an extra bag for free.
So, do you have a copy of the certificate from the African diatomite that you are using?
Yes, I do. It's there.
Is it part of what you have given us?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's there.
See that one. So as you distributed this product through the, you said you were selling under the Ambana?
Yes.
The African diatomite?
Yes.
Were they selling it also for crop production?
Yes, they were.
They were selling diatomite for crop production? Yes,
they were. And that's why I approached them and they took me through. There's a methodology there.
Now, you find African diatomite selling diatomite, and you also want to go to their mining, to mine their ground and sell. And you are a competitor in the same product, isn't it?
No.
How is that relationship?
No, the relationship was the contract, as per the contract you have there. For me, I was supposed to do the distribution on their behalf. It is there. Mm-hmm. And for them, they were supposed to do the mining. So we had a contract between us.
So they were to do the mining?
Yes.
And possibly even bagging?
Yes.
And then you were to sell?
Yes.
So when you went to SCPB, you told them that you have a product that you are selling for and on behalf of African diatomite? Or
yes.
Did you sell them to tell them that it is your product?
I told them I was working with African diatomite.
Working with African diatomite?
Yes, yes.
And then you wanted to sell the product through them?
Yes.
What we have is an agreement, not the certificate. Where is the certificate that you are using to market this product in Kenya, which belonged to the African diatomite?
There's a certificate there, written 51, and then African diatomite. There is.
Do you have a copy that
yes.
probably you can give to us?
Yes, there's a copy.
Can I see that copy? Do you know the date of the agreement?
Yes, I do.
Did you tell this committee that you already had an agreement before you could sell any product? Can you answer me?
Yes, I can.
So you lied to the committee on oath?
No, I didn't lie to the committee. What happened was I had a contract, but it wasn't signed. It was signed by then.
Mr. Kariuki, did you come to joke with us here? Are you joking with us or are you serious? No wonder you have carried these ladies and gentlemen who could be doing their work. Are you telling us that you are lying before the cameras, Mr. Kariuki?
I'm not lying before the camera.
How can we believe you on anything else? If your contract says You started selling this product about 8 months before you got a contract with African Diatomite.
What the contract says there.
Do we have any obligation to listen to you? Are we obliged to listen to you? Because you are proving to be a liar right from the beginning.
Chair, I think you should give me time to clarify whatever you're saying, because you're not giving me time to clarify anything now.
I will not give you time to clarify, because that is where you should have started. By saying you had issues with the contract, you started selling without the contract, without the agreement, you negotiated for the agreement, but
Sure.
you did not land the product. You have said here you landed the product after you already have had a contract. So are you here to waste our time or to tell us the facts as they are? And we are not here to argue. I want you to confirm. Are you lying to us? Have you just lied to us?
I'm not lying to you. What I say, the contract wasn't signed on that time, but we were still selling with them, and we were doing demos with them, and I was paying them for that. I was doing that.
Mr. Kariuki, all that to us is immaterial. What is all material and substantial here is the fact that you have lied to the committee that you started selling this after you had a contract, and you approached NCPB with a contract. Can you hear that? You approached NCPB with a contract. What are you trying to tell us?
I think I'm trying to explain what happened about the contract, Chair. I'm trying to explain whatever happened. And the contract there, it didn't mean I cannot sell it to NCPB, because I'm not the only person who have been selling Silka, and other people, they don't even have contracts. Why I got the contract was one thing. I got the contract because I wanted to get my own standardization, and that's why I got the contract. But before that, not only me, there are like 10 companies used to buy as normal, as distributors, and they never had any contract. So I wasn't the first person not to have a contract. Other people have been buying, and they are still buying without a contract.
Mr. Kariuki, we are not dealing with anybody else other than you. You are specifically and individually invited to this committee.
Sure.
Not anybody else that you may insinuate could be doing your kind of business, but it is you. We are dealing with your product that you pass through a government institution for that matter. It is in record that you have signed a signed contract with NCPB, which we have, on the 1st of March 2022. That we have. And it is in record that you are telling us that you signed that contract when you already had an agreement with Africa Diatomite. And it is a very simple fact. Haven't you lied, Mr. Kariuki?
I haven't lied. I'm telling the truth, and I'm trying to explain what's happening.
Do we really have any basis of listening to you anymore? That's a question.
You should listen to me, Chair, because I'm telling you what happened, and I'm telling you when I started business with them, we agreed I can be selling.
So you want us to continue to listening to more of your lies, is that correct?
I don't think I'm lying, and that's why I have the contract, and nobody else have brought any contract here. I'm the one
Mr.
who
Kariuki, I'll repeat for the last time that we have not called anybody else. We have called Mr. Kariuki, who has been distributing diatomite through the National Cereals and Produce Board, who has a contract signed on the 31st of March 2022.
Yes.
And if Mr. Kariuki did not have a contract, listen, Mr. Kariuki did not have a contract from that time to 2023 January 25th, which means Mr. Kariuki was selling diatomite through NCPB without a mark of quality. You did not have a mark of quality for close to a year. You are selling this product. So tell us, how did you influence NCPB to accept your product? That's what we want to hear now.
I think, as I said, I was working with diatomite, and they allowed me. And as you can see on the bags, it said it was manufactured by diatomite. And how I got it, I told them I was working with diatomite, and they allowed me to use.
So then how did you convince NCPB, a government institution, to take up your product without an agreement with African Diatomite, whose mark of quality you were supposed to use? It's simple as that. Tell us.
Why they agreed? Because I took the African Diatomite, cabs, I took it to them, and That's how they agreed for me to sell as a distributor. I didn't tell them I was manufacturing. What I told them, I'm buying from African diatomite, and I was going to sell on their behalf.
So I think what we have taken as a committee in our report, we shall indicate clearly that we started trading with NCPB without any mark of quality. End of story. That's a fact, it's the truth, and that's what you have said. And you have provided evidence to indicate that. You are joking now. I think you are now taking us for a ride. Oral agreement? Oral agreement to sell a product that's affecting millions of Kenyans? Mr. Kariuki, you are on oath. Stop lying to us, please. You are annoying us. It is not right.
Lawyers accompanying the key witness, never to speak anything inside the sittings, were left lamenting in front of the press.
Let us start first of all by the organization of this committee. Totally disorganized. Totally unaware of anything called procedure or anything. Totally disrespectful. We go first of all to 5th floor, the parliament building that they had called us. The building has not yet even been handed over. Paint everywhere. We stay for 2 hours without starting the meeting at 10. They call us to parliament. And the first thing they tell us is that we are wasting time. When for 2 hours we have been sitting there and they are doing nothing, looking for a room, not having been organized and telling us to reach on time. Enter Josiah Kariuki and his team of lawyers. And what does the committee do first? They start attacking the lawyers and saying they did not call lawyers here, that in case they want lawyers, they'll be able to talk to them and all that. And they called us guys. Lawyers who have qualified and done their work, you call them guys. Why? Because you are sitting in parliament and you think that those privileges allow you to insult us? Is that the capability of this chairman? Is that the intelligence, most intelligent person they could get to be a chairman of this committee? Parliament fails us. This is embarrassing. So what do they do when Josiah comes in? They become being hostile from the word go. He wants to give his statement. He wants to give his chronology of events. He wants to tell them who he is. And before he does that, they're asking various questions which they seem to have prepared and must have been sponsored by somebody. If this committee was here to favor somebody, then they have succeeded. If this committee had been a stacked deck from before, then this was intentional. And when we told them, when they told us that they wanted a printed report and we told them they can give us a day, and what do they tell us? No, we are now ready because the Hansard records everything. We give them documents. Before they go through the documents, they are asking questions or things they do not even understand. Josiah tries to tell them, I've got an explanation to everything. They do not want him to explain. He's trying to tell him how he reached the end of his products, how he was selling them, how he managed to get the contracts. They don't want to listen. So why is this committee even there? Who has sponsored them? Who is backing them? Have they been paid? Because we are not embarrassed to say that that is a possibility. Are they favoring somebody? That is possible. This committee is a sham.
The chair and his team of parliament in the committee were the prosecutors of this investigation. They have sentenced our client without even the due process being followed. And they are executing that which they have also investigated upon. Now, where are the rules of procedure? The rules of procedure have been thrown into disarray. And whereas Parliament is the same body that is supposed to enact rules and procedure, this one, it trembled on its own legs, on its own feet, because Kariuki presented his evidence, and the more he wanted to explain whatever he knows about SBL and the engagements with the NCBB and the KEBS, he was blocked from presenting that kind of information. The documentation, we had sent documents prior by mail, but when we got there, not a single page of a document has been presented. What does that mean, or what does that show? The level and degree of preparedness or unpreparedness for that matter. So we are here, we are saying we have come out of the session, yes, but that session, allow me to say, it is a sham session.
Hawa ndio waliotengeneza sheria ambayo inaitwa Fair Administrative Act, ambayo katika kipengele cha 47 cha katiba kinasema kwamba lazima mshtakiwa apewe nafasi ya kusikizwa na mawakili wake wakimshauri. Sisi wenyewe tumeitwa vijana, guys, mawakili shupavu. Kesho watakapokamatwa sisi tutawatetea. Leo hii wajifanya wana ile immunity, lakini ile immunity inje hapa pale mahakamani. Ndio Nyaberi amesema kwamba sisi tutawangojea tuweze kujua mbivu na mbichi. 3, Kariuki anaulizwa maswali karibu 50, kisha anaambiwa jibu. Hata awe ni kompyuta, hata awe ni mtu ule whisky, hawezi pata yale maswali yanayoulizwa na watu karibu 10, na kila moja anajipiga kifua. Najua ni wanasiasa wakizungumzia zile constituencies zao ambazo walijaribu juu chini, kwa sababu vyombo vya habari vilikuwa live, walijaribu juu chini kuonyesha kwamba wao wana imani na ni watetezi halisi wa wanawapigia kura. 4, stakabadhi zote Joe Kariuki amezitoa zimetoka NCPP na KEBS. Hakuna hata mahali moja Kariuki ana mahabara, laboratory ya kufanya utafiti. Utafiti ule umefanywa na asasi ya serikali. Bunge leo linajaribu kuwakinga. Bunge hili leo, kamati limejaribu kukinga wale wezi, wale wakora, wale waliomo kwenye KEBS na NCPP. Walikuwa wapi wakati fertilizer gushi ilikuwa inapeanwa? Leo wajifanya walia zaidi, machozi ya mamba. Kwa hivyo hili bunge limekuwa ni bunge linalokimbia. Kumbuka Kariuki aliitwa kwenda Senate mwanzo, anakwenda Senate Alhamisi. Kamati ya bunge la taifa inatoa ilani mbio ili waweze kuchukua ile inaitwa prominence. Kama kamati mbili za bunge zina compete kuuliza maswali mtu mmoja, ni ubadhirifu wa fedha za serikali, ili hali wa Kenya wanalala njaa. Waziri Linturi na kikundi chake jana walipewa heshima, walipewa taadhima, walipewa maswali, wakibembelezwa, wakipapaswa. Kijana hai atapokuja anaangaishwa kama mwizi asiyekuwa na haki wa kuwa katika taifa la Kenya. Sisi mawakili hawa tunawangojea, ile ripoti yao inakwenda kwenye mahakama ya taifa. Hakuna hata mbunge mmoja hapa atasimama kotini ili tuweze kumuuliza maswali. Ndiposa tulisema, na mnajua kwamba bunge na executive wanakuanga wanaandikwa kazi ya kibarua miaka 5, lakini mahakama ni mpaka miaka 70. Kwa hivyo the judiciary is the final destination to save our client. They can crush him, but we are sure as the defenders of the law, the same law that Parliament has passed, that any travesty on justice, any form of behavior that does not guarantee him natural rights of justice, we shall challenge pale mbele. Jana tulikuwa na huyu kijana kule DCI. tukasema tunakuja bunge. Tukitoka hapa bado tunamchukua DCI. Munaona serikali kwa njia zozote zile inajaribu kubadilisha story. Jana waziri na timu yake mbwembwe zilichezwa eti fertilizer ya huyu inaletwa pale. Na waziri anaulizwa hii, kisha anasema kwamba kamata huyu. Tangu lini waziri amefanya utafiti? Tangu lini waziri alifanya research yakasema kwamba ile ni mbolea gushi? Kwa hivyo ni vitu viko stage managed. Wana habari wamepeperusa habari zote live. Chairman anaangalia Wikipedia, kisha anasema kwamba diatomite kulingana na Wikipedia inasema hivi. Bunge haiwezi tegemea social media kufind definition. Kwa hivyo ni watu waliojitayarisha, lakini nimewaambia Wakenya sisi tuko tayari, tutatetea Kariuki liwe liwalo. Yeye sio mgeni, yeye ni Mkenya mzaliwa hapa na ana haki zake za kikatiba ambazo sisi tutasimama. It does not apply better. We have instructions from our client. We are going to do a complaint to the Speaker of the National Assembly. We are also going to do a complaint to the Majority Whip and all the administration of Parliament. This committee needs to be disbanded. It is a committee that will not help the farmers of this country. It is a committee that is interested on the sitting allowance. And it is a committee that has a motive to cover the real culprits and divert the attention to the innocent young man who is being destroyed.
This chairman, who we thought was competent, and I am sorry to say, when I saw him at first, I thought that he was a very competent chairman. Let me just say that. He opened his mouth to speak. I was disappointed from the word go. He's a disaster, and I hope he's not a chair in any other committee. It's public. They had to sit because of per diem. There was nothing else. They were not prepared. They had no papers we had sent to them. If this chairman is in any other committee, please sack him. They need to remove him from any other committee. Disband this thing. You cannot come and ask somebody questions, then you are the one again answering, then you are the one giving an opinion, then you give a conclusion and say what you have done to the farmers is very bad. Where did he get that information? The man who doesn't even know anything is taking the Wikipedia to start finding out the definition of diatomite and where it is found, whether it is found in Nakuru and Naivasha. That's all he knows. And that also from Wikipedia. So you can see, when a person is there, we have given them documents, he has not prepared, he starts taking his phone to Google, we have a big problem. We have a big problem. And that's why I'm saying there are masters behind that. He can step down and sue me. I am waiting for him out here. But I can tell you one thing, he'll be embarrassed because we shall bring out these proceedings and show him where he gave this gentleman a fair trial.
We came here, we thought we would be given a chance to say that we have used the GPC fertilizer. We were not given a chance, and that is good. Throughout the session, we waited, we were not given a chance. What I want to say, as a farmer, we may destroy some companies which can be of great help to farmers. These people ought to have done due diligence. What was found on the social media, they could have followed, and the one who said what he said could have come and even be there to give evidence of what he used. So please, let us not destroy our companies. Let us support those medium companies. That is all I have to say. I'm Charles Mishek Ngabo, and I'm a farmer from Moranga.
The samples, the analysis, the branding is purely a scientific process done by KEPS. All our clients does is part the advice of KEPS. And that's why we were telling the chair that he is not liable. Even the name organic is a generic from KEBS. It's not him.
So your client is claiming?
Our client is supplying what KEBS allowed him to supply.